Okay, so now we are understanding how time sync actually work in OCS AI Trader. So what is a time sync? And it's a very important concept of our machine learning. So in order to understand the time sync and multi-time frame strategies in OCS AI Trader, you guys need to first understand how machine learning works. So what we did, so we calculated the drag force related to different time frames, as in the higher time frame, how much is it affecting the lower time frame, and what higher time frame will affect the lower time frame. So we reiterated the AI in a very drastic manner. So let's say we did n number of reiterations, n number of iterations for the AI, and if we found that if n approaches a very large number, time sync approaches to 3. Okay, so let's understand the time sync strategy. So what I was trying to say that we iterated a lot in OCS, in training OCS AI Trader. So we found that there are certain time frames which affect more to the lower time frame. So what we found that ratio to be 3. As the iterations increased, we were near to the 3 ratio. What that means, if you are trading on 5 minutes interval, right? If you're trading on 5 minutes interval, you should always correlate with 15 minutes. Why? Because 5 multiplied by 3 is 15. So your higher time frame will be 15 minute and your lower time frame will be 5 minute, and you can do the layering as per your wishes. Like, okay, so the ratios, as long as the ratios are nearer to 3, it's all good. So let's see what is happening. So we found there is a negative trend in the 15-minute chart, and there is a negative trend in a 5-minute chart. Okay, so in the basic fundamental mathematics, we knew that negative multiplied by negative will give you positive results, and positive multiplied by negative will give you negative results, right? So that's the basic fundamental we need to apply over here also. So what do we see? We see that on 15 minutes there is a negative drag force, and on 5 minutes there is a negative drag force. So in order to take a long on 5 minutes, one should wait for at least two positive signals. So what I'm trying to say, let's replay the chart. So yeah, so we are receiving first positive signal, we wait for the positive signal to confirm, and since the higher time frame was negative, we'll wait for another positive signal over in the lower time frame. So yes, so you see we are having another positive signal. So what do? We take the trade at the high of this positive signal in a very confirmative manner, and we know if it gives us a trade, it will give us a nice trade, right? So yeah, so that is what we are looking for. This is what happened, right? So it tried to market tried to go near to the resistances, and it consolidated over there. Another way to look at the same trade that we did earlier is one more strategy. So you just mark the trend high or low of the last candle, so last signal. So what is the last signal over here? This is the last signal, right? This one is the negative last signal. So what do? You mark the high of this last signal, and what you'll do, try to wait for trades happening above this high point on 5 minutes, right? So what we are seeing on the replay mode, that okay, there is a long trade which has been given on 5 minutes, and with respective and correlation on 15 minutes, and this trade is above the high of the previous, this one, yeah, above the high of this last negative signal candle. So this gives you another sort of a two-way confirmation, like we found in the video, in the sections before. Like what we were doing, we were waiting for two signals, but here one more correlation happened. We saw that this signal on 5 minutes happened above the high of the last negative signal, right? So this is also a high probability signal, so you can take this signal also, and yeah, it will give you a good target, right? Okay, so now let's do another example. So same thing. So let's recap. So we are trading on 5 minutes, right? So we'll look on 15 minutes for a higher time frame reference, because we knew that the time sync in OCS AI Trader is a multiple of 3. So if 5 multiplied by 3 is 15, and what do we see over here? We see on 15 minutes there is a positive trend, and there is a positive signals being formed, and on lower time frame, that is 5 minutes, there is a positive trend which has happened, which has booked some targets. Now so simple things, just mark the low of this last signal candle on the higher time frame. We'll take any negative position or any short position on lower time frame if we get a signal below this line, or if we get two consecutive or two uh, negative signals, right? So what I'm trying to say, let's replay the charts and let's see what the market is actually doing. Yes, so what do we see over here? We saw there is a negative signal, there is a short signal on lower time frame, that is 5 minutes, being correlated with the higher time frame. We knew that last signal was positive, the last signal was long, and it is this signal on the lower time frame is below the low of that long. So this is a high probability chance of a good trade. So let's see what will happen. Yes, so yeah, so we did achieve some target over here. Now what you are able to see, you are able to see like, okay, again there is a positive signals being formed in the lower time frame now, and you know that on higher time frame the trend was negative. So you just mark out the high of that trend, and to give you confirmation and perspective, either you wait for two positive signals to go for long on lower time frame, or you wait for a break or breach above this line and a signal above this line. Okay, so what I'm trying to see, yes, see, this signal didn't mature, this signal didn't mature. Now what happened over here, what happened at this point, what I'm trying to yeah, what happened at this point, this signal happened, right? And we were in the short trend, that is the negative trend in the higher time frame. So we usually will take this trade. So this is a high probability trade and it will give us some targets, yeah, like we see. Okay,